How we doing, guys? And welcome back to another Jacob's Clash episode. I know you guys like the tier list, so we're back and we're doing another one, right? This time we are doing magic items in Clash of Clans. This tier list has it ranked at SS, S, A, B, and C. We'll see how it ranks, and tell me in the comments section if you would move any of these up, move any of them down, or if you disagree with me completely. But let's just go right ahead and start with the Book of Building. Book of Building is extremely good, right? You're going to use it almost, it's probably the best out of all the books other than the Book of Everything. They all have their uses, right? So I'm any books are going to have to go in S tier for me. The Book of Building, for the moment, top of the list. Book of Everything, that was very quick, but because it can do everything, right, it has to be SS. It can become a book of heroes. It can become a book of spells, book of fighting. Just the versatility between it all has to make it the cream of the crop, really. Book of Fighting, this is probably the second most excited I get when I get a book. Just because, hey, there goes 14 days on an upgrade, right? If I'm upgrading my Hog Riders or anything along those sorts, it's going to have to go S as well. It's kind of, I don't like that they've kind of front loaded all this. I think most of these are going to end up being S for me, or at least very high up on the list. We might have to move some down eventually. Book of Heroes, another banger, right? What would you guys say? Would you guys say it's SS or S? From a time perspective, really, you're not really getting rid of much like time, right? Because the longest a hero upgrade is going to be is what, 7 days? But it's the 7 days without using your Queen, King, Warden, where you're just like, I don't want to play Clash of Clans if I don't have access to my heroes. So I think for that reason alone, it has to be top tier, right next to the Book of Everything. Just not as good. This is the first one where I think there is a drop off with the books. Just because, frankly, there aren't a lot of spells, and you're probably going to maybe use one or two. But out of all the books that I've sold, which you never really should sell books, right? But on the Gold Pass where I've maxed out, it's probably the Book of Spells. So it's going all the way down in B tier for me. Okay, next one is the Builder Potion. Builder Potion is extremely good, right? You can take off, 10 hours off any, will speed up all your builders for 10 hours. And if you have 6 builders going, or 5 builders if you don't have the Autobot, that is a lot of time that you're saving, right? So I think it has to be up there. Are builder pots better than books, though? Probably not, if we're being realistic, right? I feel like it has to go right in here on the S tier, though. All right, Star Jar, builder potion right here. So Star Jar, if you don't know, it pretty much just on the builder camp, or what, builder base, sorry, you after a while can only get your star bonus once per day. This allows you to get twice or however many times you use the star potion. Maybe I'm just super biased with builder base, but it's C tier for me, right? It's probably going to be one of my least favorite builder base potions, or really potions in general. Same thing here with the clock tower. I believe it is better because it's basically just the builder potion of the builder base. I'm going to say B tier. It's probably after the Book of Spells for me, though. Okay, now we are into some of the big boys. I feel like all the hammers almost immediately have to go to S+, right? We don't even really need to think about it. We can debate on where I would space them. It probably goes like this, right? I would say hero, building, fighting, spells. You could even say, for the same reason where I have the spells right here, I'd be fine with doing this as well. I think I'm going to do that. I think that looks fine. All right, now we're getting into some more of the potions. The hero potion, plus 5 levels. I think this potion has some pretty good versatility if you are rushed, or if you are first going to a new town hall. But now that I say that, when you first go to a new town hall, you have it equipped already for 5 days anyways, right? So the only time you're ever really going to equip is probably CWL if you're rushed. So for me personally, I don't get a lot of use out of it. It's going to have to slot in right after the Book of Spells, I think. Yeah, I think it's going to go right there. All right, this one, not a lot of people have because you unlock it at, well, you can start unlocking it a little bit earlier, but you don't use it till Town Hall 14. It is the Pet Potion. Does it take off 10 or 24 hours in the pet house? It's fine, right? It is basically the research potion. But at the end of the day, it's not going to make or break if you have a hero or not. So again, I'll probably, it's going to be B for me. I think it definitely has to be after that hero potion right there. But yeah, it's going to be B. All right, Power Potion. This is going to be my first one that I think is an A tier. It is a necessity on my Fix That Rush account. Immediately max out your troops right away to the level that, well, your Town Hall is at. That's pretty awesome. But at the same time, it loses versatility and usage later on through the Town Halls. And most people will end up just selling them on the back half just because you're going to have 5 out of 5 stacked up once you max out like the one army you use. And for example, the one army I would use is Queen Charge Hybrid. I'm going to max out my healers, my hog riders, my miners. After that, there's no real use for this potion. So that's why I feel like it almost has to cap at A. All right, now I think one of the most underrated potions in the game. I might argue that it's the best potion in the game. It's going in S for me. The research potion knocks off 24 hours of anything in the lab, especially now that you can use the Goblin Builder. If you pay gems, obviously, you can knock off 24 hours off of, well, both of your upgrades going on at once, or just the one if you don't use the Goblin Builder. It's very useful, right? It's basically on the same level as the Builder Potion, but I just get so much satisfaction finishing my lab super quickly, and the Research Potion allows me to do that. All right, where is the Resource Potion going? No, it's going all the way at the bottom for me. This is the one potion that I've probably sold the most. It's just, I just farm for loot, right? I just raid for loot. My collectors, like, if they're boosted, great, but that's not where you're going to get the most of your loot anymore, right? All right, now we are at the Builder Runes and Normal Runes. I think the Builder Runes, you can't slot them lower than A. The Builder-based slander needs to end in some regard. They're still runes, and for the Builder base, they're almost probably even more powerful than the main runes in a sense because, well, they finish your entire, well, not really, they don't finish, but obviously they fill up your storages, but it takes so much longer to farm up loot over there than in the main base, right? So I would rather I'd probably rather Elixir than Gold, just because that helps with the lab and for upgrading your heroes over there. All right, now to the runes. I would assume they would have to go S. I think Dark Elixir has to go SS. I think it goes after the hammers, but then probably before the books right there. And then we can't really slot the Golden Elixir much lower. I feel like it has to go at the top, right? There's just so much versatility you can use with those runes. And for the exact same reason I explained why the Builder Elixir rune is there, I think it has to go above the Gold rune as well. Just because, well, you're using it on your lab, you're using it for your Warden, and pretty much if you're going to a new Town Hall, right, you're using all of your Elixir upgrades first, right? All right, now for some people, this might be SS+, right? They love their decorations, they love moving around, but for me, again, it's something that I primarily just sell. There's some usage to it, right? But it's just cosmetic at the end of the day. And for that reason, I'll put it at the top of C tier. And I think this might be the most controversial one on the list thus far. But deal with it, right? All right, Super Potion. It's an interesting potion. You basically save 25,000 Dark Elixir. But that's it, right? That at the end of the day, that's like 2 or 3 raids if you're lucky. So I don't think you can slot it higher than A. I'm going to actually slot it after, right in B tier, right down here. I think that's probably a fair assessment for it. And now we are at the training potion. This might be the best thing in the game. I'm not going to lie. You guys might call me crazy, but like training potions, everyone uses training potions, right? Like I pop maybe 2 training potions a day, or if I'm pushing, I need a training potion. The versatility with it speeding up all of your heroes, all of your not army camps, all your barracks and your dark barracks and your spell factories. It's just humongous, right? And I think you can gain more versatility, and they're just cheap. They're only 25 gems. You can gain more versatility and uses with the training potion than probably any of these other magic items. They're not good in a solo instance, but I think because you can get them in bulk and not just once a month like these others primarily, they are very good. And then to finish this off, we're going to go wall rings. I think the A tier needs some love, but not just because it needs some love. I'm going to go top of the A tier for one reason, and one reason only. They really lose their versatility after, well, you reach level 11 walls, right? Because then it takes 2 wall rings after that. And basically what 1 wall ring is worth is 1 million gold or 1 million elixir. So at the end of the day, it has to be worse than these runes right here. And you know what? Yeah, I'm marking it down here. The builder runes are better as well. So this is my tier list. Again, tell me your thoughts in the comments. What would you change? Do I have any too high, any too low? Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Jacob as always. See you guys next time. Goodbye.